Welcome back to another episode of the Free VST Plugin Detective, where I review, test out, and demonstrate various free VSTs. This one I am super excited about. This is the Tunefish 4. I'm going to load it up, and this is how it looks. Now, on this series, sometimes what I do is I kind of test out a plugin before I film the video, or even use it in one of my own songs, and then demonstrate it on camera. In other cases, I like to test it out right on camera, live, in action, so to speak, just so you get my authentic, true reaction in real time. This is one of those scenarios. Now, this is the Tunefish 4 VST. It's a wavetable synthesizer, and I've heard a lot of good things about this plugin, and I've not tried it out yet. I have no idea what to expect. You know, obviously, already I love the GUI. And remember, this is a free plugin, and I think when it comes to synthesizers, it sometimes can be kind of tricky to find a free one. Like, it's kind of easy to find a free piano VST. But finding a free synth VST, especially one that's good, a little more difficult. So I'm just going to move the mic actually a little bit. So let's just test it out so you can hear it. So because we're on a saw. So let's see. So decent sound already. So I like that sound already. Now I wonder if I can make the GUI, it's kind of weird because the piano's all the way down here. So I wonder if I can make this window smaller. It's kind of frustrating, I will say a little bit. Now these are what it looks like all the presets. So I think one good way, especially when you're testing out any synth, not only one that is free, but one that you purchase, either way, is to kind of go through the presets. Now obviously, there are people who make unbelievably powerful, incredibly intricate, presets for synthesizers. We've all seen those YouTube videos and whatnot. So the presets aren't 100% accurate, but they're pretty close where you can quickly see, okay, what is the potential of this synth? So I'm just going to go through them. Let's try dry bass. Alright, so already I really like this so far. So you have the unison right there. Let's see. And it looks like you can also do some modulation because... Now, let's see how I turn. I'm just kind of messing around with this. So you have ADSR. Yeah. So you turn that on. And I kind of like how they have this here. Alright, let's try out some more. Try echo bass now. Whoa. So that's already has all this stuff going on. Now I want to see, how do I activate the chorus? That's kind of interesting. I wonder, there's probably somewhere I can do that. So you can band pass, high pass. I like this one. It's kind of going crazy. I'm not even touching anything. That's kind of cool. Oh, here it is. Effects stack. So that's how I do it, actually, I think. So if I'm trying flanger. Pretty good sound, actually. I like the... I mean, this is so bad. I like the sound of this one a lot already, actually. So obviously, as you can see, it's also one wavetable. It's not two. Alright, let's go to the next one. We got Weird Thing. Are these always going to be vibrating? Or is that just like... Alright, so saw is pretty steady. But some of these are just going to be doing that. Alright, so let's see. Fast animations. Moving waveforms. So you can turn that off. I kind of like that. Animations on. Because this is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. Alright, let's move on. Clap. Is that really just like a clap? Okay, that's kind of cool. Soft strings. Okay. Again. So I like that. Honestly, I actually maybe not. Some of these are a little not the best. Like not the best. I like the low end bass ones. I think are pretty good. Now what I want to see is where I can actually select. Here's the generator. I want to see where I can actually select the actual wavetable itself. Is it here maybe? Nah, it doesn't look like there. Infinite harmonics. Yeah, it's kind of. Can't right click it. So I wish I could kind of select, unless I'm missing out on something. I wish I could kind of select, so you can load a preset and save it. I kind of like that. That's actually pretty helpful. Like, say I want to load something up. I like that. But let's mess around. See, I want to do maybe like, how do I just do a new one? Restore. No. Are you not able to just like initialize a preset or anything like that? But yeah, let me try something like this. Now, are these all the same? Alright. Yeah, so I wish there was a way I could kind of change the wavetable. That is a little bit of like a downside, unless I'm missing it. I don't see anywhere we can specifically like say, do I want like a saw wave or a square wave or something like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of great modulation though in this. I'm gonna go back. I guess what I'd probably do if I was using this synth is that maybe select one and then kind of go from there. I like the plucks on this one. Like, I think for any, like, deep bass stuff, like... Alright, not bad. Decent hi-hat. Like, so far, the, Nope, nope. So far, what is it, this one? I think that's a great sounding, bass, especially for some, like... Reminds me a little bit like that, the Drezzo style, you know, like hard house, almost like dark house style stuff. Okay. Let's see what we get. I like that. Hi-hat close. Almost like a hard style kick. Not bad. Not bad. Low tom. Oh, that's harsh. No cheesy. That could actually be useful for something. I like that one. That's actually kind of cool. I could use that for something in a song. Yeah, obviously, I think the flanger is really giving that kind of odd sort of feel. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I remember, what was his name? I think it was Kill the Noise said this, and I kind of like the way he worded this. He said that one of the best ways to, like, to work with a synthesizer, especially a new one, is to not, I'm trying to word, I want to word this the best way he did. He said, don't try to compare a new synthesizer to an old one, right? For example, it's very easy, especially now at the time of this video, where everyone says, oh, how does this compare to Serum, right? is to think of a synthesizer as a whole new element, not compared to anything else, and try to see what you can do and manipulate within it, right? So in this one, there's some things I've liked so far, there's some things I've really not liked, but stuff like this... Because especially on this series, on the Free VST plugin detective, what I really like to do is not only obviously test these out and demonstrate them on camera, but also be like, could I ever use this in a project? In addition, would this ever trump, or would this ever be the choice of mine, as opposed to any other VST purchased or free? So like this sound, I'd probably use this synth just for that one sound. I like that. So there is some benefits to this. The only thing I just don't like how you can't really pick the waveform. I like the visuals though. And let me double check. I'm pretty sure this lets you configure it, right? Just want to make sure. So I can configure stuff which I like. So that way, if you actually want to do some automation in Ableton, that's really useful. I'm just gonna keep, I'm just gonna keep going through the presets. That's actually pretty freaking cool. Oh boy, let me turn this up. Metal rod. What else do we have? Going through all these. I see some effects. See, it looks like these. I wish I could. That's. I feel like I must be missing something, unless maybe these are the actual waveforms. But I think these are more look like presets. But okay. Horses. Jeez. Okay, I'm just gonna skip ahead. Let's try Wah bass. Oh no. Not a bad pad. I can roll with that. I'm curious with the ARP. Decent bass. I like the warmth on that. Okay. So I like the voices. So I think you'd almost have to, yeah, I just wish you could. So this seems like, and then the rest of them are just instances. So maybe you do start with, how many are there? Wow. Let's do 999. And then we have, so we can do the modulation, which I kind of like. All the stuff here. So with the LFO, you can do, and then, I don't. So that's how you do some modulation with the mod matrix. And you can do all this stuff here with the effects stack. So I like all the kind of effects. I think also too, this does have, a good, a decent library selection. The one thing I will say is, one, I do wish you could make this more customizable. Like, let's say if I want to make a synth completely from scratch, it seems like again, unless I'm missing something big, it seems like I almost have to start with one of their presets and then kind of affect it from there. Like, I wish I could kind of adjust this here. You know, I mean, obviously, all we have is, in terms of the generator, I mean, you only have this here. So you kind of it almost seems like you're at the mercy of whatever it's going to be, right? Whether it looks like this or whether it looks like that or whatever the case is. So it almost seems like you're kind of at the mercy of that, and then you can kind of modulate from there. But that being said, I think this does have a decent amount of potential, especially with like the Plux, that one acid synth that I really liked. Actually, I love the sound of that, and I think like the low, kind of almost one shot, very quick stabs of the bass notes, like I mentioned before, like the kind of Drezzo, almost Mala as well, or Mala sounding bass. I think this has some potential, so I'm going to rate this one, now that I'm pretty much, kind of seeing what it can do and everything. I rate this one, I think, a 4.5 out of 5, maybe even a 4 out of 5. No, I'll go in the middle. I'm going to give this one the official rating of 4.25 out of 5, because I like a lot of the stuff it can do. I just wish that this, although I love the GUI, I think the GUI's great, and for free synthesizer, I mean, this one's great and phenomenal of what it can do. I just wish there was a little more custom, a little more uniqueness in terms of, like, say if I wanted to make a synth completely from scratch and like pick a sine wave or another waveform and then go from here and here and here. I wish I could do that, so that's the only reason why I'm going to give the deduction. But overall, I think this is a great synth, probably one of my favorite I've used thus far that's a free VST synthesizer, because it's really tough to find a very good free VST. But yeah, official rating 4.25 out of 5, and hey, it's free. So I think this one does have a lot of potential and a lot of great uses for your productions.